Morning, everyone. It is currently the early morning hours here on the 3rd of December 2014, and we now have Typhoon Hagupit. It is continuing to track off here towards the west-northwest. Pressure now down to 970 HPA. Winds right at 65, gusting up to 95 knots, so just becoming a typhoon. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the U.S. military, or the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, the storm to a typhoon right around 15 Universal Standard Time. So definitely this storm is still continuing to intensify. And a key note I want to show here is the fact that they expect this to max out right around 130, gusting up to 160 knots. So we're looking at the equivalent of a super typhoon per their scale at the max intensity. Now, that's really what we're going to be seeing with this storm system. We know it's going to continue to intensify, but the big question that everybody has been asking is where exactly is it going to be going? And in this update, I do want to go ahead and stay. And I know the last several days I have been saying with uncertainty at this time, fair confidence, this is going to be making landfall or coming exceptionally close. And what I mean by that, if it does come close enough that the outer rain bands are going to be bringing enough of an impact that you're at least going to be looking at tropical storm impacts up and down the eastern coastlines of Visayas, from Samar, Leyte, and southern Luzon, or this could just be a full-on landfall. So enough of the debate on is this going to have any impact? Hey, maybe it might churn towards the north. I really think this is going to be just coming straight up onshore, and it's going to have a straight impact on the coastline here. This is the 72-hour forecast from the Japan Meteorological Agency, but as we pull back the picture here, and let's go ahead and put 5-day forecast up on the map, what you can see here is the fact that this does come on shore, and JMA is very confident in the fact that it's not only going to be coming on shore, but it will traverse the entire Philippines, moving directly over Cebu, basically south of Tacloban, as a typhoon. And hey guys, I know that this brings back memories from 1 year ago, and the fact of the matter is, maybe that is a good thing, that it does bring back those memories, because people near the immediate coastline will be taking this seriously. Now, is this going to be the intensity of Haiyan? Highly, highly unlikely, but still could bring that threat of storm surge, or at least the damaging winds out here. I know the last several updates I've broke down basically the dynamics behind what is steering the storm system, and I'll just do it really quick one more time. The fact of the matter is, we have a cold surge which is coming in out of Japan, and you can see that on the picture as we pull back, and that's been bringing some very severe snowstorms in northern portions of Japan, but that's going to continue to dive down towards the south, and you can see it lining up right here. Here's our storm system, and the big question has been, well, will that trough along with this cold surge pull our storm towards the northeast? And the answer at this time, basically unanimous with most agencies. Sounding no, or maybe a little to the point where it might linger there, then pull towards the north. But as you can see here, I mean, this is coming. These are actually official warnings from agencies, by the way, not model outputs. Japan, Beijing, Taiwan, Korea, all saying this is going to come on shore. Oddly enough, Pegasus still does not have a track on this storm. That's why I haven't showed it to you yet. That's something really to keep in mind here. Now, the other thing I do want to mention before I talk about the impacts in the Philippines, and really I'm going to hold off on that and probably to a later update as far as the details of those impacts, I do want to mention the fact that Yap and I believe Palau now under typhoon warnings via the National Weather Service out of Guam. Do remember that Yap and Palau are actually somewhat, not officially, not 100%, but part of the United States, so they do fall under the National Weather Service out of Guam. I think the term is unincorporated. Typhoon warning, though, is in effect for those states out there. Typhoon watch also remains in effect for the Elisa and the Yap as well. So this is definitely indicating the fact that you are going to be seeing the potential for some damaging winds. I mean, take a look at the track from JTWC. A little farther towards the south than what we were seeing on Tuesday, but max winds as this storm does push by, I mean, we're going to be looking at them upwards of 204 gusting to 250 kilometers per hour in the center. center of circulation. Palau, though, you're on the southern extent of it. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, I still expect you to see some fairly blustery conditions out of this. Probably typhoon strength gust at the very least, enough to cause some damage. There is a threat of storm surge, especially along the northern coastlines and the southeastern coastlines. Yap, as our storm just basically pushes there towards the south. Now, do notice the kind of difference between the JTWC outlook and the ECMWF model, but just using this look from Meteor-Earth, you can kind of give a good idea of where the highest winds will be. Now, this has shifted towards the south, so you're still going to be seeing those typhoon strength winds. Now, as I mentioned, you are on the southern periphery, and Korora on the southern extent of the island very well could be sheltered, so you should miss out on the worst of the storm, but there is still the threat for some damage, but I don't think it's going to be a BOFA type event. Our storm will continue to track off here towards the west. This is via the ECMWF model, just has it barreling on shore. As I mentioned before, basically just south of Tacloban here into Leyte. And this would be one of those scenarios where you could be looking at that very severe threat of storm surge. The extent and the height of it, uncertain at this time. And really the extent of where exactly this is going to come on shore, guys, is still going to be able to waver as we look ahead. I mean, the GFS model actually continues to expect a recurvature scenario pulling off here towards the north. This is the ECMWF. Some of the other models are pulling it towards the coastline as well. So there still is a little bit of difference, but at least at this time I could say with fair confidence. I mean, the official agencies really are leaning towards this direction on a westerly track, and it's typical for December typhoons. Not only would it be a very damaging, potentially windmaker, but also we're looking at the threat of some heavy rain and even cause some flooding out here. So, hey guys, now is the time to prepare. Don't be one of those people to wait till the last second. Yeah, that's in short. This is definitely going to be a serious storm. If it doesn't make landfall, good, but I still think it's going to be close enough where it could bring the threat of at least some gusty winds near the immediate coastline if it does churn off there towards the north. All right, guys, that is all for right now. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. I meant to keep this update short because given the fact that it is about 4 a.m. here, so I'm sure my whole family is probably getting a little annoyed. If you have any questions, though, post them down there into the comment box below. Please check out the website, all these updates we post here. Also, go to the Facebook page and check that out as well. And as always, thanks for watching.